Go. Oh man, look, they already missed some of the value. We were not recording. Thank you for putting that in the chat. We were not recording. So appreciate you, Jasmine. That is incredible. So because I know a lot of people are going to miss some of this stuff, so we need to go back. So again, what did we cover so far? Right, number one, you have to start with the end in mind. Okay, and then we touched on what is the formula, the results formula, right? So you have vision plus leadership times belief equals results. So as you're shaping your vision, right, you have to start with the end in mind. So you have to think about where it is you want to go and have that be ground into your vision, right? So what does vision actually stand for, right? So there's two definitions. One is the faculty or state of being able to see, right? That's definition number one. And then definition number two, which is the one that we're going to focus on, right? The ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Okay. So definition number two, the one that I really want to, we're about to really dive in on this. Okay. The ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Right. So why is this important? Why is this so important? Because you become what you think about, right? You become what it is you think about. The dominating thoughts of your mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action, right? So the belief and the things that you're thinking about are going to appear in the actions that you take, right? So the dominating thoughts of your mind are going to eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and eventually manifest into physical reality, right? So you want to use, again, vision, right? Imagination. And so it's about a state of being, right? So as we're creating this vision, okay, and we're thinking about, a lot of times people use where they're at right now. They look at their lives and they use that to kind of cap where it is that they're going, right? They say, well, how can I create six figures if I've never made six figures before, right? How can I hit rising star and become a visionary 500 if I've never introduced and I've never done things like network marketing before, right? So they're using the past of where it is that they've been to dictate to where it is they're going. But wait, think about the definition of vision, right? It's imagination, right? You have to step into something that isn't here in the physical reality right now, right? So if we really, I think I have it written down here as well, the definition of utilizing the imagination, right? So, because again, we love definitions, right? So imagination is the faculty or the action of forming new ideas, right? So what's imagination? The faculty or action of forming new ideas, right? So forming a new idea is saying, hey, look, this is something that I've never done before. This is a place that I've never been before, but it's possible, right? So I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining it. So what did I say? Start with the end in mind. So when you're writing down your vision, because again, we have to write it down in the physical reality, right? Because what does the word say? Write the vision and make it plain so that all who see it may run, right? And some versions of that say write the vision and make it plain on wood, right? Or on table, right? On table. And we'll dive into that in a minute. But write the vision and make it plain. So as I'm becoming a visionary, what are the things that I have to do in order to become a visionary? Well, to be a visionary, I have to introduce what? Six people. If I'm an affiliate, right, you're introducing six people. Or if you're a customer, getting your 3 and free, right? Becoming a rising star, becoming a visionary 500. What do I have to do? I have to introduce and have an organization of what? 21 people, right? So whoever has the most rising stars on their team is the one that's going to catch the most momentum, right? They're going to create a shift in their business. They're going to create that tsunami of results that they're looking for, right? So my goal is to be able to create a certain amount of rising stars. So here's how I've structured out my goals, because to be totally honest, right, every single person on this call is someone who's dedicated to the business, right? There's someone who wants to create those supernatural results within their business. And so, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Anything less than six figures is like, because you can make money just using the products, right? So there's no conversation happening here less than six figures. So if my goal is to create a six-figure income, right, what does that take? Well, I need at least 1,000 active licenses, 1,000 active passes in my business, right? So that if I'm on the goal to rising star, or I mean, if I'm on the goal to create rising stars within my organization, I need 1,000 active passes, starting with the end in mind, knowing that I need 1,000 passes. How can I reconstruct that? How can I write this vision based off of where it is that I want to go? So if I need 1,000 active passes and 21 people get you to Visionary 500, which means that will get you to Rising Star, that means I need 48 rising stars in my organization to hit a six-figure income. Simple math, right? If you start with the end in mind, I know I need 1,000 active passes, then 48 active passes, because you need 21 people in your organization to hit 500. 48 rising stars will get you to your goal. Okay, is this making sense to me? Are you guys following me so far? Is this math adding up? Okay, so for me, and again, I know we're on this 90-day blitz, right? We're on this 90-day run. So when you're writing out the vision, here's how you write the vision, okay? I'm so happy and grateful now that, and listen to this because it's powerful. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am the leader who developed 48 rising stars in my organization by, because we're on a 90-day sprint, right? If you don't have an end date, if you don't have a due date by the goal, then it's just a wish, right? Because someday isn't a day on the calendar. If you don't actually write it down, how can you really believe that these things are gonna manifest? If you don't put a date on it and say when you're gonna achieve these things by, and the date is more of just having it like physically there, even if it doesn't somehow happen by the date. Okay, even if it doesn't somehow happen by the date, I'm holding on to that belief that it will happen, right? So I'm so happy and grateful now that I've created 48 rising stars in my business, in my AUVORIA Prime business by, right, May 1st, 2021. All right, and whatever that date is for you, whatever that goal is for you. And again, I know majority of people on this call, I don't know if Calvin's here, if Dante's here, Michael, majority of people, I would say at least 99, 98% of the people on this call are not six-figure earners, right? Myself included. So that should be the very first thing. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 48 rising, I am the leader who has developed 48 rising stars in my AUVORIA Prime business. And you want to be as specific as possible, right? Why do we need to be so specific? Because if you think about it, what happens when you just say, oh, I just want to make more money, or I want more money? Okay, awesome. You want more money. Guess what? You got a 20-cent raise at your job. Congratulations, you got more money. I just want more money. Well, you found $5 laying on the street. Congratulations, you now have more money, right? So you have to be super specific about the things that you want when you're writing down the vision, when you're writing down your goals. So I'm so happy and grateful now, and again, as specific as possible, happy and grateful now that I've created 40. I'm the leader who has developed 48 rising stars within my AUVORIA Prime business by, right, May 1st, 2021. All right, so now I write the vision, okay? I make it plain so that those who see it may run, right? So we've talked about, we've talked a little bit about imagination and how that kind of plays a role, right? Because what are the things that impact your imagination, right? You have to think about the images and the concepts, you know, the external objects that are going to play a role, okay, the senses that are being played on for you to be able to imagine and see the vision, right? So now, not only do I have my goals written down, but in order for me to be a visionary, right, I have to think about, okay, well, what are some of the things that I want to do? What are some of the things that I'm going to accomplish when the goals start getting hit, right? When I have 48 rising stars, when I've developed and created 48 rising stars in my organization, what's my life going to look like, right? All these different things are things that I need to think about. That's why a vision board is extremely important, right? Because these images play a role in your imagination and what you're experiencing, okay? So when we talk about vision, okay, what are some of the things that are a part of this vision, right? Well, number one, we have to focus, right? What have we written down? What are the things that we're focusing on, right? Then we have to create a plan, all right? We have to speak it. We have to speak the things that are written down, okay? And so the next part of that is creating the plan, right? So we just did all this talk about using our imaginations about what it's going to look like and feel like as we think about, because again, if I just wrote, hey, I want to be a six-figure earner, I want to earn $10,000 a month, it's all well and good. But when you go to that next level of leadership, you think about not what is my life going to look like or what do I get, which is $10,000 a month. You think of who are the people impacted if I were to get everything that I wanted out of life, right? So if I were to get that $10,000 a month, who are the lives that are impacted? Well, there's going to be 48 rising stars, right? So there's 48 people now earning a residual income through this opportunity, right? So as I start to think about other people and I'm formulating the plan, what are the things that I have to do? What is the day in and day out? What are some of the things I can do to build my business and get to that visionary level? When I can get to that visionary 500, when I can hit rising star, what does my day-to-day look like? So I'm going to dive into some of the different techniques and some of the different things that I use, some of these scripts that I use. And, Michael will tell you, anyone who's ever traveled with me will tell you, wherever I go, wherever I travel, especially most of the time, we don't have a car. Sometimes we do, where we have a little shuttle situation. We'll usually do a lot of Uber, right? We do a lot of Uber, a lot of Lyft. Guys, those are people that you're coming in contact with. So I'm going to walk you through some of the situations, because I was just in Miami where we had the that Super Saturday. I know a lot of people saw the pictures and all the different things going on from that event, right? Well, guess what? I took an Uber to and from the event, and especially when I was leaving. So when we left the Airbnb and I was checking into a hotel for like my last night in Miami. So we left Airbnb and I was checking into the hotel. And during that ride, I had one of the guys from our team, Quan. I don't know if he's on the call here tonight, but he was with me, right? So we're checking into the hotel. So we hop in the Airbnb, and what do you know about Uber drivers? What do you know about Lyft drivers? Well, you know that typically these are people that are pretty entrepreneurial, right? I mean, Uber and Lyft drivers have a 1099, right? So, and what else can you infer by them being a driver? Well, probably they need a little bit of extra money, right? This is a side hustle for a reason. Or they're doing this full time, and because what? Because they're entrepreneurial, because they want to own a business, right? They want to own their time and decide what it is they want to do with their lives. So knowing that this guy or woman, whoever's driving, is an entrepreneur who probably is looking for extra money, pretty good prospect, pretty good person to bring up the business to, right? So what I do, and here's where a mistake that a lot of people make. So going from the event to the hotel, it was a 30-minute drive, right? So what happens is when I step in the Uber, right, I step in the Lyft, and I say, okay, I'm gonna prospect this person because obviously it's a Lyft driver. Of course I'm going to, right? If I immediately start bringing up the business, right? If I immediately ask them, so hey, how much money has the money in your bank made you in the last year? Right? And they usually are going to say what? Nothing, probably not a lot, or a little bit. Why? Why do you ask? Well, look, I had that same situation. I realized that my money in the bank was the only one profiting off of my money. Look, if I could show you a way to have your money working harder than you do and have your money bringing you back money, would you be interested, right? Would you be open to taking a look? Right? So if I immediately hop in the car and we get to the stoplight and that's the first words out of my mouth, well, then what happens? Well, if they say yes, then I say, okay, perfect. Well, look, we've got a presentation happening tomorrow, or we have a presentation happening at 5 o'clock, or whatever it is. I'm going to point them to a third-party tool, right? I'm going to get them in front of what? Someone who's seeing success in the business, right? Myself, Dante, Michael, Alfie, whoever it is, someone who's seeing success in the business and can do a presentation and be able to answer all their questions, and someone who's knowledgeable about the business. So if that's the case, well, what happens when I tell them, oh yeah, so we've got a presentation like next week, or we got a presentation later tonight at 5, right? Well, if I have a half-hour drive ahead of me, what's going to happen? Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. I'll get on the presentation, and then we start driving. Silence. Okay, cool. So what about that business? So like, tell me a little bit. Like, how does the whole thing work, right? So now we've got 20 minutes, 25 minutes for them to just fire away question after question after question, right? What's the first thing that you learn about being a part of this industry, right? You always want to be in a hurry, right? But you want to be the messenger and not the message, right? It's important to be the messenger and not the message. So remove yourself from the situation. Get yourself out of the way. You shouldn't be the one explaining every single thing if you're not making money in the business. If you haven't hit that rising star, you haven't hit that visionary 500, and you're not seeing success in the business yet, then there's no reason, there's no way you should be doing any type of presentation. So what do? You get yourself out of the way. So in these drives, I'm just having normal conversation. I'm learning about the person, right? So I asked them like, so hey, like, do you do this full time? Right? That's always a good question to ask. Hey, you do this full time? And what usually comes out? Well, yeah, I mean, I do. I don't like working for a boss. Or no, this is the part-time thing. Like I'm retired, and this is just kind of something to fill my time. Or they say, yeah, I'm in school and I just needed some extra money. They are gonna tell you. So this is information gathering, right? I'm a part of the CIA, right? I'm just getting all this information so that I can use it on the last like 5 minutes or so of the ride, and just ask them if they're open to taking a look at what it is we're doing. So in this particular situation, this Uber driver picked me up from we were at a mansion, right? We had the event in a mansion in Miami. So as we're driving from this mansion to a really nice hotel that's on the beach, right? As we're driving to this really nice hotel on the beach, he started saying, he's like, dude, I lived in Miami my whole life, and it wasn't until I started driving Uber and really exploring the city that I realized that there were some of these really cool, like super expensive houses, like $5 million houses, $5 million mansions. Like I never even considered that these things even existed. Like it was not something I was exposed to, right? So what did that immediately tell me? He has an interest, right, in entrepreneurship, but also he wants more out of life, right? So now we can literally, I can use all the information that I do in my personal development. I can use this information that we talk about on these calls, right? About goal setting and how to level up, personal development, right? I'm literally just being a human being. I'm talking to him and just having a general conversation because I know what? He's a like-minded individual. So what are some of the things that I want to talk about? What are some of the things that I want to hear? Right? We started talking about, yeah, when I first got exposed to entrepreneurship, I started to drive around too, because when I became a Lyft driver, it opened and expanded my mind to, wow, like there are some really nice houses. So what I started to do is start to drive in the really nice neighborhoods. I started to go to the places so that I could experience what these houses look like. I could experience, wow, look, these are how the people are living. Or I started going to really nice hotels that I really couldn't afford, right? I started going to these really nice hotels because typically they have like a pool in the back or a bar, or they have a restaurant inside the hotel, right? So I started going to these really nice hotels that I couldn't afford. I'll just have a dessert, right? I can't afford the hotel, but guess what? I'm having the experience of walking through the halls and sitting in this hotel and having dinner. Right? I'm having the experience of what it's like being in this place, and what it's going to look like, right? I'm expanding my vision. This is all going to help me with building my imagination. So what was the conversation that I had with this guy? I started talking to him about some of the places that I've been. I started to talk to him about, look, personal growth and personal development are extremely important, right? I'm just being a being a human, right? I don't have to teach you guys how to be a human. Have a regular conversation. And look, in the last like 5 minutes of the ride, okay, we got to the point, and I said, look, we're coming up here on the hotel. We spent all this time talking about how you can level up, and how entrepreneurs have a totally different mindset and a totally different education from what normal people are taught, right? This is something I say all the time, right? When I realized and had to shift into entrepreneurship, I realized that all the things my parents had taught me about plugging into the general system, right? A degree equals success. All these different things were not at all what entrepreneurs taught their children, right? And so we started talking about some of the things that wealthy people know about, some of the things that wealthy people learn. We started talking about financial markets a little bit, right? And then in the last 5 minutes, I say, look, you seem like a really sharp guy, and you said that you wanted more out of life. So if I could put you, and here's a powerful statement, if I would you, right? If I could introduce you and put you in front of a community of entrepreneurs, they're all think just like you. We're looking for more out of life, and we actually coach and mentor people on how to become successful and get these things, and get these houses and travel and do the things, all the things we were just talking about this whole ride. If I could put you in front of a community that does that and coaches people on how to do that, would you be interested? Would you be interested in taking a look? Would you be open to taking a look, right? If I would you, plain and simple. And then here's a powerful part, because the guy kind of was like, well, and it was so funny because literally before I said this statement, we were just talking about how people say that they want things. They write down affirmations and they say, oh, this is, I wish if only I could get here, right? These were some of the things he was telling me. I wish I could have these things in life. And I said, oh, okay, you say you wish you had them. So if I could show you exactly how to get the thing you just told me you wanted, would you be interested? If I could put you in front of a community that could do that. And 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. But this guy was different. So he said, oh, well, I would, but I said, stop. Again, posture, right? I told him immediately, I said, stop. Look, I don't need an excuse. It was like, it's really just a yes or a no question. I am already traveling. I'm already like, I'm part of this community. Like, I'm literally mentoring and coaching people and helping them live the lives that they say they want to live. Whether or not you become a part of our community doesn't affect, like, I'm cool either way. It doesn't matter. I'm just asking you a question. So if it's no, it's cool. He's like, no, not really, man. I said, okay, awesome. See, I was completely emotionally unattached to the outcome, right? I didn't care if he said yes or no. And again, 9 times out of 10, especially like the conversation that we were having and how we literally just talked about people not really wanting the things that they say they want, like that right there was enough that most people would be like, even if they were like, man, I'm not even sure if I'm ready for this. Most people would have been like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Like, sure, I want to take a look at this thing, right? But this guy was special. So here's the thing, right? Yeah, you absolutely always have to keep that posture, right? But here's the thing. Even though he said no, I said, oh, okay, it's cool. He's like, well, man, dude, this is awkward. I was like, why is it awkward? I don't know. It's not awkward for me, man. Like I said, like, I don't care if you do this or not. I mean, our community is already rock. Like, impact is helping people make money online all over the world. Like, it doesn't affect me one bit. I was like, it's cool. I was like, by the way, too, it's all good that you're not interested, whatever. I'll shoot you my Instagram though. Like, let's stay connected. You can watch impact and watch the journey that we have. And like, let's do that. Why? Because just like ATM, what happens when people see a presentation and they say no to the business, or they still have questions on, does this work, right? ATMing, as we put people in the Facebook group and tagging them in all these results, what happens? The business is constantly dripping over them, and they're seeing every single day as they're scrolling through Facebook, right? Or month after month, week after week, they're seeing all these results popping up in their newsfeed in this group, right? So it's the same thing when you get people to follow you on Instagram, right? That's your online, that's your business card. It's literally your business card to draw attraction to you as a person and draw attraction to your business, right? So why did I say, hey, look, remind me because I know you're driving, remind me when we get out, I'll shoot you my Instagram, okay? And so we got to the hotel. I wasn't going to bring it up again. We got to the hotel. I grabbed all my stuff. I said, all right, cool, man. Thanks. It was good meeting you. And I started walking away. He said, whoa. He literally hopped out the car, ran down, like he literally chased me down. I was like, whoa, stop. I need your information. He started reaching. He's like, my phone. And he ran back to the car, grabbed his phone. He's like, give me your Instagram handle. And again, so I was completely emotionally unattached. And here's the thing. I know that when he follows me on Instagram, he's going to see that I have 19,000 followers on Instagram. He's going to see posts with thousands of views on my videos, hundreds of likes on my page. He's going to see all the content that I provide, right? All the value, all the traveling, all the pictures that I post. And he's going to be like, dang, this impact, you're always posting about this impact. So just how ATM works by dripping on people slowly, and then they come back. Okay, by getting people to follow you on social media, follow you on Facebook, right? You can add them into the Facebook groups and ATM them. You can add them, just get them to follow you on Instagram, right? You're using your mobile business card, your online business, your social media business card to keep in touch and continue to plant seeds in that person's mind, right? So that's all part of the vision, right? So again, what are some of the things, not just in Uber, but what are some of the things that I actually do to prospect, right? What is the plan as I'm, executing to carry out my vision, right? There's two types of markets, okay? There's cold market and warm market, okay? And the warm market are obviously, if you've ever been around this space for a while, and I know a lot of people have, warm market are the people that right? Your friends, your family, you go through your contact list, all of those are warm market people. They're all people that you've been exposed to at some point in your life, okay? And so typically you have some type of relationship with a warm market person. And so what I do, and by the way, you also have to keep this in mind, how you stay posture is you realize that your warm market is your warm up, okay? Because if those people had the things that you wanted, right? If they were doing things properly in life, they wouldn't need you to come to them with opportunity. They will be coming to you with opportunity, right? So realize that this is your opportunity to literally practice so that when you get in these situations with these Uber drivers and with this, cold marketing and meeting new people, when you get into those situations, now you're more comfortable because you've already introduced hundreds of people and did the if I would you and got into hundreds of conversations about the business, right? So your warm market is your warm up. All right, it's your practice before the game. Because the people that are going to change your life and change your income and allow you to hit rising star and allow you to create that momentum to get you to six figures are people that you don't even know yet. Right? I can guarantee you every single leader on this call right now, and I know a lot of them I'm blessed enough to be able to work with personally, right? I didn't know any of them. Let me double check. All right, Brennan. All right, so Brennan is the only person out of all the people on this call, out of the hundreds of people in my organization, Brennan is like one of the 4 or 5 that I knew from growing up. Like literally me and Brennan went to kindergarten together. And that is very rare that you'll like meet people like that and they'll pop into your business. But Brennan, out of the hundreds, I've got about 500 plus people in my business right now. And out of the 500, there are 5 of them that I've known from like kindergarten or high school. 5 of them were warm market people. Every other person I didn't know. I met through networking. So realize your warm market is your warm up. It's okay for those people to say no. And that's how you hold your posture and realize that, look, whether or not they say yes or no doesn't matter at all. It's all about you practicing on how to invite. That's literally it. You're just practicing on how to invite. So if I call up Alfie, right, and I'm going to use him as the example because he's the first one I see here on my screen. So if I call up Alfie, right, one of my really, really good friends, right, I'm going to call Alfie and what? I'm going to be in a hurry. Hey, Alfie, look, I don't have a lot of time, man. I literally got 15 calls to bang out and I'm literally on my way out the door. So I got tons of stuff to do today. But you came on my mind. I had to reach out to you real quick. Do you have 60 seconds? Do you have a minute to chat? Yeah, of course, dude. Like, what's up? Why are you in such a hurry? All good, man. Look, how much money? I got a quick question for you. How much money has the money in your bank account, or how much money has your money made you in the last 12 months? What the heck? Why are you, dude? Just stick with me. Answer the question. Like, I need a yes or a no. Or I need to know how much, right? I need to know how much. I don't know, like not a lot. I get like 2 cents a month. My bank, like it's literally nothing. Why? Why are you asking? Well, look, if I can show you how to take your money and have it working for you and bringing you back and working harder for you than you work at your job and bring you back more money, would you be interested? If I could put you in front of tools that could do something like that for you, would you be open to just taking a look at it? I'm not asking you to join anything, nothing like that. Like, would you just be open to taking a look? Well, maybe. Like, what is it? Dude, I told you I got 60 seconds. I got 15 other calls to make. I got a line out the door, but Alfie, dude, you're one of my best friends. You're somebody that I really respect. I couldn't call myself your friend if I launched this project knowing where it's going. If I launched this project and I didn't call you about it, I couldn't call myself your friend. So I had to reach out and just ask you if you're open to taking a look. But I need a yes or a no. And I have 30 seconds left. Yes or no? Well, if I'm gonna look, like I need more information, then I guess it's no. All good. Thank you for $50. 50 bucks. Wait, what are you talking about? $50? Oh yeah. I forgot. Dude, like I said, I'm in a rush. Every person I talk to, whether they say yes or no, I just made $50. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for, bro. I appreciate the $50. Well, wait, how does that work? Well, again, dude, I don't have time to get into it because what you have to do, again, emotionally unattached, right? What you have to realize is that you're going through the numbers. So if I talk to, say, 10 people, right, out of every 10 people that I invite, let's say 6 of them say yes and they want to at least get on a presentation, right? So 6 of the 10 get on a presentation. And then out of that, maybe like 1 or 2 get started. And then all the other ones, they're going to go into the Facebook group, right? And I'm going to ATM them, right? So now I have all these people being added to the Facebook group and they're having these results dripped on them week after week, month after month, right? And again, so now I know, okay, I'm going to get like 1 or 2 people for every 6 people that I get on a presentation. And to get 6 people on a presentation, I have to talk to 10 people, right? So as I'm creating and crafting my vision, and I know that I'm on the way to helping these people get to Rising Star, I got to get to Rising Star myself, and I need 21 people in my business. Well, it's simple math, right? If I talk to 10 people, they get 6 on the call, and then 6 on the call, I get 1 to 2 people to join. How many people do I need to talk to to be able to get those numbers to get 21 people in my business, right? So it's going to be probably like around 100, 150 people, right? I'm going to have to talk to around 150 people to get the 6 to be able to get the 1 or 2, right? So now you think about it, you can break it down. Well, how much do we make? It's about, $40 for every, direct sales bonus. And then plus, especially if you get the 3, you can get the momentum bonus, right? You can add up how much money you're actually making by hitting Rising Star, right? How much money you're making per enrollment. So now you're cutting that down and saying, okay, if I make this much for every person that I enroll, right? Every time I hit the momentum bonus, it's about, $300, $200, right? And then I get $40 per direct sales bonus, right? So if my goal is to get 3 people and I get $40 per direct sales bonus, that's $120, right? And then typically the pool is always around 200 or beyond, right? So I'm going to say 200, right? So now I just made $320, right, for enrolling those 3 people. And in order to enroll 3 people, I'm going to have to get about probably like 8 people, right? 8 people on the presentation, right? And so for every 10 that I talk to, there's 6 that hop on, right? So I'm probably going to have to talk to around like 15, 16 people, right? To get those numbers. So again, everything is mapped, right? When you start with the end in mind and you know where you're going, you can map out the game plan and chart the course. Is this making sense to, like, are you guys following? Like, I don't know. I see a couple people like deer in head. Can I get some 7s in the chat? Some yeses? Like, can you guys let me know that this conversation is making sense to people? Because again, we haven't even gone deep yet. Like, we're literally just getting into some of the skill set stuff. So I'm putting together all these numbers. So where did I get the $50 from? Because again, if I say, okay, I'm hitting the momentum bonus, right? And so for every person is $40, that's 120 for 3 people. And then the 200 so I get $320 for talking to this many people. So now you can divide that up, because now I know I have to talk to 150 people, and I can divide that up by however many calls, right? So I'm taking that, $320, right? And I'm dividing that up by 150 calls, and now I know what I'm making per call, right? So whatever those numbers are for you, whatever those statistics are for you, because everyone's a little bit different, right? You might have to invite 20 people to get 6 on a call. Out of whatever those numbers are for you, that's what you can write down, right? Now now you have a plan, and the activities that need to be taken in order for you to hit Rising Star, right? In order for you to hit that Visionary 500. So that's all about the warm market, right? So for the cold market, it's basically, so again, probably you're not going to say things like, oh, well, I couldn't call myself your friend if I didn't hit you up about, right? Stuff like that. But what you can say, just like I talked about with the Uber driver, right? Always talk about the fact that, because that how much money how much money has your money made you in the last 12 months, right? How much money has your money made you in the last year, right? Because it's kind of like when people are drowning, right? I mean, obviously they have to participate in their own success, right? They have to participate in their own rescue. So I can't just throw out a lifeline. It's like they have to play a part, right? They have to plug into the system and utilize the tools, right? But if someone doesn't even know that they're drowning, right, then it's impossible. They're not gonna. I can't. If I throw them a life raft, it's not gonna do them any good, right? The little donut thing isn't gonna help them if they don't even know that they're drowning. So that's why that line of, like, how much money has the money in your bank account made you in the last year? That's why it's so powerful. Okay. Um, so now, if we go into here's another key, because I was talking about vision, right? I was talking about write the vision and make it plain, right? So if we look at the word, right, Proverbs 29:18, right? We look at the word, it says, my people perish for lack of vision, right? My people perish for lack of vision, right? So how does this relate to my business? How does this relate to the conversations that we were just having around, making people realize about, the fact that they're drowning in their money? Well, we talked about vision, right? Write the vision, make it plain. If you don't know where it is that you're going, if you haven't given your people vision, if you haven't been on the path to 500 calls, and you know what your goals are and things that you're looking to accomplish, and you know how many people that it is you have to help, right? How many leaders you have to develop in order for you to hit your goals. Well, if my business, words are powerful, right? So it's tough for me to even say that. If someone's business isn't growing, right? If somebody's business isn't growing, well, my people will perish for lack of vision. So if your people are perishing, who are your people? Your people are your leaders. Your people are the organization. So if someone's organization is moving backwards, if someone's organization isn't growing, their people are perishing, where does that come from? Lack of vision. It's because you don't know where it is that you're going. You're not speaking vision and life into your team. And so they're walking around blind, right? They have no vision. And so that's why the people are perishing. So what do you need to do? You need to get clear in your own vision. You need to get clear on what are the things that you want to accomplish, right? Why? Because it's tough, right? Like building a business is tough. So there's a lot of different storms and things that you're going to weather. And if you're not anchored, if you don't know where it is that you want to go, if you don't have that vision, then what happens? You start drifting. You start drifting all over the place, right? So you have to be anchored in your vision and know where it is that you're going, right? And write it down. So I know we spent a lot of time on this, but I really want to make sure that you guys get the skill set, because skill set is extremely important. It's just as important as the mindset. And we'll get into the mindset stuff in a minute, but I really wanted to dive in and talk to you guys about this and give you some applicable skills that you could be able to learn, right? So what I do also to be able to prospect, not just Uber drivers, right? Because I don't want you to just say, well, I can only prospect one time because I can't afford Uber, right? So I can't just Uber every day. That's not the only place that you can prospect, right? Leverage social media. Reach out to people on Instagram. Reach out to people in Facebook groups, right? I use Bumble Biz. It's an amazing, amazing tool that you can connect with people all over the world. Connect with people in your area. And if I'm reaching out to someone on on Bumble Business, typically those are entrepreneurs all looking to network. So it's a very easy conversation to transition to. Hey, look, I work with a ton of entrepreneurs, and I show them how they can create another stream of income without taking time away from their business. If I could show you how to do that, would you be open to just taking a look? Right? Again, the if I, would you, right? If I'm prospecting someone on Instagram, right? I'm going to look up a hashtag entrepreneur, a hashtag Forex. I'm going to look up people that live in Philadelphia, people that live in London, right? I'm going to target a specific person, target people that live in Cabo, right? Because I know Mike is in Cabo. I know that my sponsor is traveling to a place. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start prospecting and reaching out to people in that place so they can meet up with my people, right? So if I'm prospecting someone in Cabo, I'm going to say, hey, look, Mario, I know you and I don't actually know each other, right? I'm addressing the elephant in the room immediately. Hey, Mario, I know you and I don't know each other. The reason I'm actually reaching out is because I loved your profile, man. It seems like you add tons of value. And I literally just launched a project out there in Mexico. And I also see you're an entrepreneur. I launched a project in Mexico where I'm showing entrepreneurs how they can create another stream of income without taking time away from their business. I know most entrepreneurs are always open, always looking for other streams of income. I was just wondering, if I could show you how to do that, would you be open to just taking a look? If not, again, you always give them the out. If not, it's totally fine. Like, it's cool. It's okay. But I just wanted to throw it out there. Have a blessed day, man. Looking forward to chatting with you. Looking forward to connecting with whatever it is. Same thing on Facebook, right? That's why people are so weird when you go on Facebook and it's like, hey, Tom, how's it going? Dude, do I know you? Like, why are you saying hi to me? Like, the first thing that even pops into my head, like, if I really think about it, I'm like, dude, what do you want? Right? Like, what do you want? So you address the elephant in the room. And we're taught this whole build rapport thing. Well, how you build rapport when you say, hey, Tom, I know we don't know each other. Well, now it's like, oh, wow, dude, I was just thinking that. I was thinking, like, why is this guy reaching out to me? Like, I don't know him. So now you're building rapport because you're literally reading his mind. You're thinking, you're writing and saying what he's thinking about. And he's like, and this is like a subconscious, like, planted seed, right? Because now it's like, I don't know. There's something about this guy. I can't really put my finger on it, but like, he's really cool. There's something about this guy that I like. And why he likes you is because you literally just read their mind and said out loud what it was that they were thinking. Hey, Tom, I know we don't know each other, but I saw that you live in London. I literally just launched a project in London. I see you're an entrepreneur. I launched a project in London working with entrepreneurs. I launched a project in London working with people that love pink hats. Dude, I see you got that pink hat in your profile pic. I launched a project working with people that love pink hats. I'm showing them how they can leverage their love of pink hats and be able to create another stream of income online. Are you open to taking a look? If I could show you how to do that, would you be open to taking a look? Whatever it is, the connecting point, typically I like to use location or I use occupation, right? Maybe they're an entrepreneur, maybe they're a nurse. Hey, I launched a project showing nurses how they can create another stream of income. Hey, I launched a project showing veterinarians I launched a project showing teachers how they can launch another stream of income. Would you be open to taking a look, right? So these are all part of building up the vision. These are all things that you can do to start walking down the path, right, of hitting rising star. And here's another part about vision, and here's the last thing that I'll talk about, because it's incredible if you look at what it is we've been able to accomplish within this impact community, what it is we've been able to accomplish within AUVORIA Prime. Dude, we're only 11 months old. Like, do you understand? We are 11 months old. Like, I've been in this industry for 8 years. And we've been trying to work with this software thing. We've been a part of several different companies, and I've been a part of startups. I've been a part of companies where payday was Friday and you really didn't get paid till like Monday afternoon. You didn't get paid till like Tuesday. Like, it has been a struggle dealing with owners and trying to track down your payments for yourself and for your team. Like, we've had some major struggles in the industry, right? These are some of the things, having products that don't work, right? Products that people are losing money, right? Products that are really BS, right? And so, like, I've dealt and experienced all these different things. So when you're casting your vision and you look at AUVORIA Prime and you look at where it is that we're at today, where every single Friday on time, I know I wake up at even 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. My check hit on Friday at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like, it's crazy. I have yet to ever not be on time for a payment. Like, it's always 4 or 5 o'clock, like clockwork. I don't even have to think about it every single Friday, right? To be able to have the AUVORIA Prime Marketplace, to be able to have tools like Arrow, tools that they were not a part of the original vision, right? These weren't things that were a part of the plan. These were things that we said, look, if we're going to create a community, if we're going to have this message of diversification, we're going to have multiple software. We're going to be able to offer people different tools for different levels of growth. Maybe some people are more aggressive than others. We have to add these things in, right? So all of these things became a part of the vision before we ever saw it in physical. These were all things that us as leaders brought to the table and said, look, we need this. This is going to create the vision. So if you look at where it is that we're at today in AUVORIA Prime, and you realize the beauty of the marketplace, the beauty of all these different tools. I mean, you got Stratamus, you got Neo, you got Gearbox. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We've got manual trading tools like Arrow. We've got live sessions, all these different things that are now a part of the vision that weren't before. Realize if we in the last 11 months, we didn't have any of this stuff, and we're able to be where we are today with 11,000 or 12,000 active customers, right? Which almost 10,000 of which are actually within this impact community, right? Which is just insane. Almost 10,000 of the 12,000 active in AUVORIA Prime are in impact. If we were able to do that, we were able to create that before any of these tools existed. What do you think is going to happen over the next 11 months? Where do you guys think we're going to go, knowing that the pay hits every time on Friday on time like clockwork, knowing that the products work, and we have successful customer testimonials and success after success after success? I mean, I've seen in the Arrow group chats where we got customer after customer getting these FTMO challenges taken care of, right? Literally using our products to get funding from other companies to be able to get money to trade. Like, it's just through using our products, right? We've got Neo and Gearbox that are just crushing it and doing all these incredible things, right? We've got Alexander Einstein. Like, we literally started this vision with one product. We had one single product. Where do you guys think we're going to go in the next 11 months? Really think about that. Because again, it's part of the vision. It's part of the things you need to imagine, right? It's part of becoming a rising star, right? You need to see the vision and make it plain. And not only do you need to make it plain, you need to write it down, right? What did I talk about? One of those definitions of the word was that see the vision, make it plain, and write it on wood, right? Write it on table. Well, back in the day, you used to etch things in the table, right? Because they didn't have paper. But what are tables made of? They're made of wood. What are wood? Wood's made of trees, right? Well, trees also make paper. Trees make paper. So you write the vision, you make it plain, and etched in table. Well, etched in paper, right? You got to write it down in the physical. That's part of the natural realm, the physical realm that you have to do something in, right? It's part of the process. See how it all comes full circle? It's all part of the process, writing it down in the physical realm so that you can have those supernatural results, right? The natural that takes you to the supernatural, right? So we talked about vision. We've talked about some of the skill sets that you have to have, right? So let me just check where we're at on time. Oh man. So man, we've been going for a minute. All right, so we're going to be talking about leadership, right? Leadership is one of the next things, and really the leadership and belief, like we're just going to touch on them super quick because I wanted you guys to make sure that you get this skill set stuff. Like I wanted you guys to get the skill set work, okay? Because that was super important. All right, but the next step to that is leadership. So there's three parts of being a leader, right? There's three parts of the process to becoming a leader, right? You have to have a positive mental attitude, right? What did I talk about? When you have your vision and you're anchored and you know where it is that you're going, no matter what challenges happen, right? You got high drawdown, you got someone's business is receding, right? Because they're not pitching vision to their people, and now they're seeing all this negativity in back office, right? The numbers are going backwards. Well, you got to keep that positive mental attitude, right? You've got to feed your faith so that you can feed your vision, right? So part of being a leader, part of leadership is having that positive mental attitude. Why? Because you need to be that pillar for your business. You need to be that pillar that your people can lean on, right? Leaders thrive in stressful situations. When your people are panicking, what do? They hit you up. They say, hey, what's going on? How should I handle my account? What should I do to handle all these people leaving in the, you have to be, if your people start to panic and you panic because they're panicking, you're not a leader, right? People want to be led. People need to know that someone has a clear vision, they know where they're going, and they know that you can add value, right? So a positive mental attitude is one of the key components of leadership. Next thing is work ethic. Look, I can't teach you how to work hard. Like I said in the beginning, participate in your own rescue, right? You have to participate in your own success, right? And so part of that participation is work ethic. And this is part of, look, I mean, I know I see Alfie on the call. I see Tom on the call. I see tons of people. Look, they're over in the UK. It is literally like, what, 4 o'clock in the morning right now for these guys. And they are sitting up on this call, taking notes, engaged, locked in. People are sitting here looking at their, oh man, we've been on this call for man, it's been what, an hour? Jeez, it's been an hour. Like, how much longer is this going to be? That's like asking how long you have to breathe in order to make it to 50 years old. Like, I don't know, man, how long do I have to breathe? Like, this is part of the process. Work ethic, like you got to do the work. There's going to be late nights. I can literally pull up Bumble, which is where I do most of my recruit. I have conversations. There was a woman I just got on a call with today. I was having conversations in Germany. She lives in Germany. Well, actually, she's from Germany. She lives in London at the moment. And we were talking at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm staying up at some days or at 5 o'clock in the morning. Work ethic. Why? Because I know where this company is going. I know that AUVORIA Prime is on the way to $1 billion. I know that I am so happy and grateful that I'm the leader that developed 48 rising stars in my organization. The only way that happens is by me putting in the work, right? So work ethic is something that can't be taught. It's a part of leadership. You have to know why you want the things that you want and be willing to put in the work, right? And then the last thing is a pleasing personality. Right, and that's not just saying like, oh, everybody likes me. Like, no. That's not what I'm talking about. It goes deeper than that, because sometimes part of leadership is having tough conversations with people and just being super respectful and direct. And again, it's telling people what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. Right? It's about telling them about those character flaws that are holding them back from advancing in their business. It's about telling them about the BS that they're doing that's keeping them away from their goals. It's having that tough conversation with respect, but creating that level of friendship and partnership with your people that you can have these tough conversations. You know, I had a friend, I wouldn't even call him a friend. This was a guy that I thought was a leader that was in a different company. And he was in the Forex space. He was interested in what it was that we were doing. And so he said, yeah, sure, I'll take a look at your business. And, you know, I showed him everything, showed him the products. He was really blown away. He's like, dude, this is way better than the company that I'm a part of. Like, this is actually amazing. I was like, cool, awesome, man. Well, look, I mean, I know you probably want to get started as a customer. Like, you would probably want to try it out and whatnot. He's like, yeah, man, I can bring all my people over. Like, let's do it. I could easily, this is way better than what it is we're doing. He's like, oh, and by the way, why don't you bring your people to me too? I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah. So like, I'll join your thing and you join my thing, and then you bring your people and I bring my people, and then they're both in both. And so we both have a residual income from two different companies. And I'm like, so wait a minute. So you just saw what we have. You've been through the whole thing. You understand that our products and everything that we have is better. Yet you want me to take my people and bring them into something that is subpar with products that are nowhere near what it is that we have, just so that I can earn a second residual in. Like, that doesn't even make, like, it doesn't make sense to me. But what it told me was that, look, when people tell you who they are, you should probably listen. What it told me was, he didn't have a pleasant personality. He didn't care about his people. He literally saw them as like chess pieces. And it's like, hey, if I tell them to come here, they're going to go here. And then they're going to join this company because I told them to join this company. So now I can make 3 residual incomes off the same people and have them in 3 different. Who cares if they get value? Who cares like what's good for them and what's not? I can just put them in something and they'll do it because they trust me. And that's going to make me money. And that's all I care about. And I'm like, dude, never mind. Like, I can't even invite you into our community because clearly you've shown me that you don't have the servant leadership personality. You don't care about your people. That's not something that I can invite into our community. Never mind, dude. Keep your people. I'm good. We're good. Right? So when I say have a pleasing personality, I mean have the heart of a leader, right? Care about your people. All right. And here's the last part of the results formula, right? Which is belief, right? So what is the definition of belief, right? Because I talked about dictionary definitions, right? It's an acceptance that a statement is true, or accepting, or, to accept that something exists, right? To accept that a statement is true. Again, just like I said, everything comes full circle, right? So what is vision? What is the statement? Well, the statement is the vision. The statement is the thing that I wrote down in the very beginning. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm the leader that helped develop 48 Rising Stars by May 1st, 2021. Right? That's the statement, right? So it's crazy that how full circle everything, like accepting the statement, right? So believing that because I wrote it down, that it's actually going to manifest, right? So what did I say? Write the vision and make it plain so that those may see it may run, right? So you write it down on paper, right? But then it says, hold on, let me look at the word. So write the vision and make it plain so that those may see it may run, right? And for the vision is yet for an appointed time, right? So now you have to write down again the appointed time, right? When is that vision going to happen, right? What is the due date? What is the end date? That has to be part of the vision, right? And then it says, but at the end, it shall speak. At the end, it shall speak. What does that say? So the words that I wrote down and the due date that I have to speak that vision. I have to speak what it is that I'm creating that belief for, right? I have to speak these things, right? So someone has to speak the vision, and because I speak it, it may not lie. Okay, so let me read again. So write the vision, make it plain, so that those may see it may run. The vision is yet at an appointed time, but the end shall speak and not lie. Though it may tarry, wait for it, for it surely will come to pass. That's literally the word. So that's literally the word. So what did I say? So because I speak it, it can't lie. Because I wrote it and I speak it every day, it can't lie. Me writing it is the belief, because it's the belief in what? What is belief? An acceptance of a statement. The statement, the things that I'm saying, right? The thing that I wrote down. That's how belief attaches to vision to create the results. Does that make sense? I see some glary eyes. I know people are dropping off the call. We're about to wrap this up in a bit, but like I need to make sure you guys get this. Like, can I get some sevens in the chat if you're understanding the conversation? Like, if you guys are still with me and you want to keep, like, if you want to end it right now, like I get it. Again, it's been a long night. I know some people, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, if you guys, all right, so I'm getting tons of, all right, cool. I just wanted to make sure everybody was okay, that we can still talk about this and like wrap this up, because again, I'm cool. Like, we could stop right now. I just want to make sure that people are still following. So because I wrote it down, it can't lie. Because I wrote it down, it can't lie. Think about how crazy that is. Because I wrote it, it can't lie. And though it may tarry, right? What did I say? There's going to be distractions, right? Part of that hard work, part of the distractions are going to flow into your life in the forms of people. And distractions are going to flow into your life in the forms of people, and not every person is going to be a distraction. See, people are either going to be distracting you away from your vision, or they're going to be adding to it. They're going to be speaking life into it. They're going to be helping you achieve the things that you want to achieve, right? But you got to speak these things. And what happens is, as you grow, as you go through this personal development, you're going to have people that you outgrow, right? People that aren't growing with you, people that don't have the same vision as you. And it's okay. You have to change your circles, right? Your circle of your circle of association. You have to change your association. You have to change your environment, the people that you're spending time around, right? You have to change yourself, right? You have to become a better version of yourself, because the you as a six-figure earner is not the you of today. Because if it was, you would already have it, right? So there's growth. There's things that you have to grow through. So though it may tarry, right? Even though storms, problems happen, right? Things get tough. When you're anchored, right? When you're anchored, you're not drifting, right? You're anchored in your vision and know where it is that you're going. You keep the end in mind. And because even though it may tarry, it surely will come to pass. So because I wrote it, because I speak it every day, it has to happen. And that's where belief comes in, right? That's literally where belief comes in, right? So we got vision, right? Which is the ability to think about or plan the future, right? So we're planning the future. We're planning our path to 500. We talked about the skills and the actions that we have to take, right? What's the next step to the results formula is leadership, right? There's 3 parts of leadership, right? So what do we talk about? A positive mental attitude, right? The work ethic, right? Knowing that, again, being anchored, right? Knowing that no matter what happens, your vision is staying clear, right? And then the third part is having a pleasant personality, right? Making sure that you're building that friendship and caring about your leaders, caring about the people that you're accepting into this impact family. Like, there's a reason that we call these culture calls. We call this family calls, because this is a family, right? Which is why I couldn't invite that fox in the hen house when I realized, and he showed me his true colors about how he felt about his team. I realized that's not a leader. That's not somebody I want to have in this culture, right? So we got to be selective, right? You have to have a pleasing personality and care about your people. And then the last part is the belief, right? And the belief is the acceptance of a statement, the acceptance that a statement is true, or accepting that something exists, right? So, man, look, I know it's been a long night, and I said I was going to wrap it up. Part of the acceptance are the 5 senses. How do you build that belief? Like, how do you accept the things that you're speaking, right? The things that you're writing down, the 5 senses, right? So you have to see it, right? That's part of writing it down, right? When you write it down, you see it. You have to speak it, right? You speak it so that you hear it, right? So you're speaking to yourself. You're speaking and hearing and seeing everything. So you're literally carrying out all 3 parts. You're literally carrying out all 3 parts just by writing down your vision and writing down the things that you want. That's why it's so important to write down the vision, because now you can see it, you can hear it, you can speak it, you can touch it. Look, the subconscious mind has no idea the difference between what's real and what's not. So literally by you touching your goals, by you touching, which I have written out here, right? I've got my goals written out. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've created 180 six-figure earners, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I've created 48 rising stars in my organization, right? When you write down the vision, when you write down your goals and you can touch it, the physical mind doesn't know the difference between it actually happening in physical reality and you just touching a piece of paper, right? When you write down a $10,000 bill, because you want to make $10,000 a month and you're touching it, right? That touch is feeding the subconscious mind. It's feeding the belief, right? When you go to that restaurant that you can't afford and you sit down and have a dessert, you're feeding the belief. You're feeding, you're touching, you're tasting the subconscious mind, right? What are the senses, right? You have see, hear, touch, speak, right? Feel. Okay, that's all part of taste. These are all the senses that are going to feed your belief. What happens when you're making $10,000 a month? Your taste changes, right? You might have a little bit more, you might like some nicer watches. You might like to stay at some nicer hotels, right? You might like to have some nicer food, right? You might like to drive a nicer car. So you go to the dealership and you schedule a test drive for the car that you wish you had. So you know what it feels like to be behind the wheel of that Tesla, behind the wheel of that Mercedes, behind the wheel of that Lamborghini. You're touching and you're eating at the nice restaurant, you're having a dessert, even though you can't afford the really nice, you have a dessert, you're tasting, you realize that your taste changes as you're making more money, right? So these are all part of building that acceptance in the statements that you're speaking. These are all part of building the vision, right? It's all part of building the vision. So look, man, we've been on here for over an hour. You can tell who are the people that are hungry. Again, there are a couple people that dropped off here and there, but I say maybe like 5 people. There are 5 people that left on this call. Every single one of you guys are hungry. Like I respect all of you for sticking out this long and being straight troopers. And I'm glad that you guys I saw the notes just firing away. The chat box is going crazy the whole time. Look, I had to make sure that I got y'all this value. Now, here's what we do from here. Again, write the vision, make it plain. So number one, I just said every single one of us that aren't six-figure earners, right? So the goal is already that I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm the leader that created 48 rising stars in my organization, in my AUVORIA Prime organization, right? So now that that's written down, all you got to do is put a date on it, right? And then you put the date on it, and then what do? You get to work. We went over the plan, right? That was part of the vision, right? You write it down, you have a plan, and then you have to execute. You got to do the work. So we're reaching out to people on Bumble. We're reaching out to people on Instagram, on Facebook. We're prospecting our Uber drivers. We're talking to the cashier at the grocery store. We're talking to the gas station attendant that's filling up our tank, right? We're talking to these people and asking them, hey, look, if I could introduce you to a community of entrepreneurs that are like trying to create more in life and, focused on helping each other, supporting each other's vision, would you be interested in taking a look at the project that we launched, taking a look at what we do and how we help people make money? Hey, I know you said you're not making a ton at the grocery store here. I know, like cashier, dude, I've done it before. I hated it, underworked and overpaid. If I could show you how to create another stream of income, part-time, without having to quit your job and, doing it online, like, would you be open to taking a look? Like, is that something that interests you? Right? All you're doing is getting people to the presentation, and you allow the people to have the success. You leverage the AP discovery calls. You call me, call Dante, call the people that are making money and have the success, and allow us to do the presentation. And as you sit on this presentation, you're not just sitting through it just to sit through it. Sit through it and pay attention to what it is that we say. Pay attention to how we present, because the next step, again, leadership. You have to lead your people. So your next step is, as you bring these people in, eventually you're going to hit that rising star, and then you have to be that leader to do those presentations. So learn from the presentations that you're sitting in on, right? And then you just duplicate. You duplicate throughout your organization. So look, I appreciate each and every single one of you sticking around, getting all these nuggets, getting all this value. Get back in the the impact chat. Literally drop some fire emojis. Talk about the fire training. Literally take some screenshots. Take some recordings. Tag me on Instagram, right? The Paul Scott mentality. If you got value from this training, like I need you to take out your phone, right? Take a quick little boomerang. Take a picture. Like I need some tags on Instagram. I need to know that what all this work I just poured out, everything that I poured into you guys, that there are people that really got something from this, right? So tag me at _Paul Scott _ mentality. Like I need you guys to show some love if you got something out of this training, and know that I appreciate you guys so much. And it was an honor, and I'm so blessed to be able to pour into you guys this evening. I hope you all have an incredible night. Hit me up again. I'm here for you guys. I'll see you at the next training, at the next call. Let's build a vision. Let's crush people's dreams. Let's make these visions come true. I'm so excited for you guys. Have an incredible night. Chat soon. Bye-bye.